Moscow Urban Forum is an international event. Let's have a short talk with some of the foreign speakers.
I've got into planning rather large cities. So we look at the city scale, like we've replanned Dubai after the crisis. We're currently looking at Istanbul to how it accommodates such mega growth over the next 20 years, which is so relevant to Moscow. If you think as a city, its cities have got to continue to grow to compete, and it's a network of global cities, not possibly countries, that's more important anymore. So what the mayor was saying today about the planning for it and that fundamental thing of maintaining the quality, improving that quality of the experience of the city, it is so vital, and that's what I do.
In my work, I usually look at the connection between governance and design. So I have a background in urban planning and digital media and technology. And the way when I talk about design, I don't think about color schemes for icons and user interface design, but actually strategies how to deal with very complex systems that involve many different actors, that are systems that are in a way messy, that maybe have a kind of some different models or schemes that we imagine how they work, but in reality is always different. And that's why I'm so fascinated with cities and have been working with urban topics, because cities are very complicated, very messy, not in a necessarily always in a physical sense, but from a conceptual or epistemological sense.
What we're bringing is an external view. We do our daily, which is the most read media for architects on the internet, from Chile, from the periphery. And that is very good because it allows us to see the world from a distance. So we're seeing many phenomena around cities happening from Southeast Asia to the developed world to what's happening in Latin America. And we're understanding many things that are giving shape to the future of the megapolis, and we're bringing those things into the discussion here in the panels that we have participated and in the talks that we have moderated.
I think the most beautiful thing is the curiosity and the attention that I recognize in the people involved in the urban planning and urban development issues in Moscow towards the new, not only the new technology, also of course the new technology, because this is always very, very interesting, smart city and so on, but it's not only something of modernity and technology, it's also the open-minded way they look at the transformation of the city. So in some way the most important thing is there are many small things, some interesting projects, some infrastructural ideas, you have a great public transport system that you are implementing, new residential construction, but I wouldn't talk about single experiments. I will talk much more about the culture that you feel. You feel an urban culture that is opening and is trying to find new ways of managing the urban development.
I was very much impressed with the presentation of the My Street. I don't know if this is the correct name, but it's a very ambitious initiative to unify governance services and establish a kind of a conversation with citizens. And I think this is also a very interesting design topic that I think is dealing with how to design a conversation, how to make sure that the topics that we are basically how to manage and how to mediate a conversation where 12 million people talk at the same time.
It's a program which I don't see anywhere else in the world in world cities. So lots of world cities have great spaces, but the scale of that is fantastic. It's very positive for the future.